That was very, very scary to confront mortality like that last night. I was thinking it's them people who initially put that curse on me, and I'm going to say this right now. I saw images flashing of the people here. Who set me up as a sacrifice, including them nigga bitches. Make a long story short, this is horrible. I mean, I can't even think right now because what I'm about to reveal is that Maria Paraffin Tavarez, they actually opened today, and I heard that and saw in the astral plane this woman here, the woman I'm about to show you in the first picture, is the gatekeeper. That video right there is supposed to show who she is, and I felt prompted to do this because she was about to leave my consciousness and take everything that she could. I have a friend of mine who, in the spirit plane, has been helping me out. My Archangel Michael, unfortunately, can't do much because he's functioning down to at the subconscious level, not subconscious, but soul consciousness level. And that's because, in part, that Maria Tavarez, Paraffin, the day before, fucked up my high self and is in the process, if she hasn't already, in the physical, become my highest self. And me and my little spirit team, my roach spirits and all of that, have been trying to avert that as much as we can. With that being said, I remember when I was at a New Testimonial shelter here in Maria Paraffin or Tavarez. I believe that's a rapist father's name. The woman here is Inez. And the woman in green is Estevez and her higher self, Lorenzo. She was with Santa Muerte of the spirit plane. There's different Santa Muertes. One's of the third dimension, which I originally come from. And she wanted to kick her ass out. I actually had help from Anubis in the middle of the night. Very scary figure when you really deal with the real one. He shapeshifts into a cloud of, you see mangled teeth and all of that. And she did something where she nearly crushed him to death, along with my connection to Baron Samedi and the Voodoo Loas. But while I was at New Testimony, I remember she was making a comment saying that one of the people who put this shit on me is mentally ill, Ingrid Hybert or some shit like that. German woman who I heard speak at the onstart of this curse. You know, again, I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is going on, but it seemed like all roads, you know, she's the problem. All roads lead back to Maria Paraffin or Tavarez. You know, for the sake of my mortality and keeping my shit, because she's very, very tricky and elusive to get rid of and anything about, that's why I'm doing this video. You know, and I started crying when I saw the iniquity of it all, and you know, seeing all these women in penthouses with helipads, private, you know, that, and feeding off while I'm dealing with this. That timeline is real. I'm going to say something else as well. I was on Instagram. Now, a couple of months ago, this is how I know something ain't right, especially going back to May the 1st, 2024 with this, you know, because of Maria Paraffin. I mean, she's been fucking with me so bad. Other people had to pull out, but she's been fucking with me so bad to the point where I couldn't even upload part 2 of the other video that I did because she's so entrenched, ingrained in my consciousness, and I've been trying to figure out what the fuck to do about her. With that being said, it's tragic, you know, the life that I've been stuck with due to this evil shit. I'm probably, you know, my friend is a big time Christian. I'm probably going to give him a call today. But anyways, with that being said, going back months before May the 1st, 2024, when I was, you know, as part of this curse, when I stand stuck in the road trail, there's a guy on YouTube called Johnny Dane, and I remember very, very vividly because I was Vietnamese in my past life. I was associating him with that. He wore a lot of gold. You know, I'm wearing a called jewelry. He died. And I'm seeing here in this timeline, that's stunning. That's like the Jane Dornacker and Whoopi Goldberg correlation, where in this timeline, they were never friends or anything. There's no mention of it. And she died in the crash. She got, you know, minimal attention on Wikipedia and that's it. But Johnny Dane died. And now I see that he's fucking alive. And that shouldn't be. I was seeing weird facts about World War II and all of that. So anyways, to make a long story short, in the middle of the night, you know, I was being told by these roach spirits and all of that, sleep with the light on. They're going to try to kill you. And I kept hearing something about they're going to try to get rid of you on Friday, and she's going to try to get rid of you throughout the week. I'm trying to figure, I don't know if it's the people who originally cursed me. I remember they were moving shit with her, but they're not as bad as she is. She's very vicious and voracious and hell-bent to pull me into Santa Muerte's realm, which I feel in a way got averted last night. You know, them people, you know, my shit back and all that shit. Make a long story short, you know, I mean, she got rid of, like, my spirit protection. One of my spiritual protectors is Baron Samedi. I remember she was discussing with Santa Muerte of the spirit plane, use 694 hertz, use 695 hertz to see, to kill us off and steal our ancestral money. And I did a voodoo talking about how wetbacks we're going to end up taking over voodoo in the past. Support things are so intimidating. They don't want me even talking about it. It's that bad. I gotta get rid of this wetback. I've been playing 6,000 hertz frequency for the past couple of days, and that's been working. And I was told something in the middle of the night. I remember hearing Maria Paraffin say she ain't gonna turn on the light. She ain't live. We gonna be able to get her. So she was the one plotting to kill me in the middle of the fucking night. I remember hearing her over and over again say, it's something about pulling me, deeper and deeper into my body so she could pull me out of it. But I remember her, I remember them saying, I'm going to get a lot of, I remember her saying that I'm not going to get a lot of help. That, if I turn on the light, she won't be able to come in or some shit like that. So anyways, I proceeded to just, I'm just like, this is just same old shit. Now, during the day, shit wasn't as bad as it was before. As soon as I took this video, from what I understand, there was a problem. So with that being said, I started to go to sleep after ignoring the roach spirit's warnings and well, not her, but her trying to fuck me up. I started feeling her block spiritual help, and then I started feeling her move walls and shit to try to crush Anubis and my spirit team, who I could barely feel as I talk. And like I say, a couple of days ago, she damn near became my highest self, which is scary. You don't want somebody who is hell-bent on killing you to become your highest self. My original highest self is a white woman. Ain't no wetback. It ain't no wetback. It's crazy because she plans on doing all sorts of, I feel, that this bitch be plotting and planning in my own fucking head. It sounds crazy, but the shit is real. And taking advantage of shit, of a very fucked up situation. Like I say, it's very fucked up that I'm living in hell with barely any spiritual protection. I see these people living a life of morality. Meanwhile, yeah, this is. But I'm under a serious death curse with this wetback bitch trying to kill me off. With that being said, I'm trying to figure out, I've been playing 6,000 hertz to get rid of her. She was fucking with my friend who's trying to get rid of her as well. Paul Arredondo. who's associated with a Mikey Hernandez. I got to be overly careful of what I say because she's going to try to take advantage of it and fuck me up. But there's something about that video, me getting that video. And basically in the video, I was being fucked with. Look, I can hear spirit voices and stuff very well, and it feels like I'm being pulled in to another realm. So I was hoping to catch it on tape. And with that being said, I wasn't, but it's something about that video that scares her. Me publishing that video. So with that being said, I'm just going to say, because this is very, very heavy. Like I said, I've been, this is a very tricky spirit. I got black kyanite here. She somehow got into the black kyanite one night, and just like with Santa Muerte, started tearing at my consciousness, and pulling it out, and that was scary. I at one point had Santa Muerte try to remove her ass out. What I understand, I'm under Hecate. I'm supposed to be here, but it's Zendaya that's competing with in that August the 22nd, 2022 timeline. It all goes back. I just feel like it's at a point where I need to just speak my truth. Because it's getting very critical. And it's getting critical to the point where I feel her moving around entity attachments as I talk. That ain't Ingrid Hybrid, and ain't that other motherfucker, David Rayner. That's her ass. There ain't no way around it. Like I said, I heard her talking about Ingrid Hybrid, white woman, Hildebrand, a certain Holly Burton who lives in Malibu, who was one of the people actually benefited off of this shit. She got what she wanted and ran from this curse, going back to that August 22nd, 22 timeline, and calling her mentally ill and fucked up. But I mean, there's too many, proofs and signs and evidence showing, I ain't in my body. Something ain't right. And it's Maria Tavarez that's the cause of it. I'm going to try to do a tarot reading. But from what I understand, she's going to try to get at me every single night. And I feel her moving around my soul consciousness. Them LaRoche spirits are trying to get my soul consciousness yesterday, along with my Archangel Michael from another timeline. And, I've been playing 6,000 Hertz. I was playing that last night. I wish I would have listened to them LaRoche spirits and took them more seriously, because I wouldn't be in this situation. And it's fucked up. I almost want to go down to, it's 8704 Broadway. And that's their white SUV that you see. Like I said before, I almost want to go down. It's 8704 Broadway. They open on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and do something. I heard a lot of wetbacks that don't like my ass that watch my videos. That's why I'm not a big fan of them motherfuckers. They the ones that put this shit on me and every fucking thing else. Be paying them to try to put shit on me and every fucking thing else. That's why I don't let them people into my energy zone or anything. Because I see what they are. I know their origin. They come from evil spirits. I won't hear anything else about them. All that black and brown shit. And they actually got, I'm noticing some blacks know what I say is true about them. But anyways, they down at 8704 Broadway in South Central by 87th Street in South Central. In Los Angeles. With that being said, I felt her no longer get nervous the minute I mentioned that. So, it's getting very, very critical and dangerous. As I said before, I wish I could do something. I heard one of them paid, a tarot reader or something to sacrifice me or some shit like that. And to get rid of me. And Just trying to remember what else I was saying while off camera. When this thing turned off. With that being said, it's just it's fucking depressing. With my life. You know, that timeline is real, and to be getting fucked with, you know, she took over that August 22nd, 2022 timeline. I saw the Illuminati in that timeline. Use 694 hertz, 695 hertz, C1248 hertz to dispatch them. 6,000 hertz for that wetback. 6,002 hertz, you might do something to fix that for her ass as well. That's just that you know, she did that shit in the first place because of the color of my skin. You know, talking about bearing some of these fucking ancestral, damn near becoming my, this is scary. This is extremely fucking scary. That's dangerous anytime you have somebody like that become your highest self. That's extremely insidious. And I've been, you know, because it's starting to get serious going, you know, I'm mad stuff about it. Going into, you know, that's why I couldn't even do a part 2 to that video that I did the other day where I was talking about this. I had to go into, I don't want to say solitude, but work with them spirits to try to get me together so I can get out of this, get rid of this bitch, because that's dangerous anytime somebody is something parasitic like that is your highest self. And it's because it's hard to function when your consciousness is out like that, you know. And I have a good friend of mine who's trying to help me right now, and I feel, you know, hopefully this bitch don't try to manipulate shit. And so I was afraid of doing tarot cards, you know, try to use what I'm dropping here against me. You know, some months before I was able to get her picture. She, old lady, she looked kind of like Ozzy Osbourne, big head. Not big head, but little old lady. But I don't think that was her. I remember her being very small older woman. And all them people kind of work together, it seems. And from what I understand, you know, that's why I put the license plate of that white van out there. You know, something happened to me on May the 1st, 2024. I sound paranoid, schizophrenic, but I'm gonna say this right now. I don't feel like I'm fully in the material world. And when I was on the bus, I actually heard a Hispanic lady say the same thing. And I've been hearing, you know, when I was at another shelter on Fig, very, very nice shelter. It looks like a motel. Something to serve. When I was there, I heard a bunch of the women, and even outside of it, say I smelled like burnt, dead flesh. You know, when I saw the Grim Reaper's reflection. 2 weeks later, I saw Santa Muerte's face superimposed on mine. You know, Baron Samedi and them were trying to help me out. Kate, you know, I keep hearing something about Zendaya in that August 22nd, 2022 timeline, set me up as a sacrifice so she can come up and become the next Kate. I was taking a lot of my powers back yesterday. It's just, it's too much. And when I was seeing the blessings that they came up with and seeing my situation, and I'm not a bad person. That's just the most evil fucking thing you can imagine, man. So anyways, so I can hopefully make it through the day. Hopefully I can make it through the night as well. Let me show you these cards. So right here, in the present position, we got the Fool. And I feel that that's in your obstacle position. I mean, you're moving forward in a much better direction, I feel. But I feel there's impediments that's all around you to keep you from doing it. I gotta get my shit right. I gotta get this wetback bitch out. So anyways, in the present position, we got the Seven of Swords. And I feel that you're moving in a more positive direction, but I feel that there's a lot of opposition around you to throw you off. So right here, you got the Two of Wands. And I feel that you're standing at the precipice of success. So right here for the subconscious, we got the Five of Pentacles. And I feel that my consciousness is so thin because of her right now. I can feel something move right out of it. And that's scary. So in the subconscious, we got the Five of Swords. And I feel that you feel like you're in the winning position. Beware of feeling too haughty and feeling like you've won. So right here, the Seven of Pentacles, that's your goal. You're trying to acquire all the knowledge you need about a situation, be able to break free. So right here, we got the Page of Pentacles. And I feel that with the Page of Pentacles being the advice card, something is telling you, there's another card behind it too. We got the Two of Swords, interestingly. And then we got the Lovers. I feel that with the Page of Pentacles, something is telling you to reach success. That's your advice card. You are the power. Just like, I'm hearing with this curse with he came, take your shit back. 446 hertz could do that. I was playing 295 and 695 hertz in the middle of the night because shit was getting serious, but I think it was an alarm for what was really to come, what was really going to kill me, which is that Santa Muerte shit. And that wetback bitch, like I said on my blogs, trying to pull me out. So anyways, for the energy that circumvents around you, we got the Ace of Cups. And I feel that you have a lot of good-hearted people looking out for you, trying to protect you. So for your fears and hopes card, we got the Queen of Swords. And I see you come into a precipice where you're going to be in a good place, but you got to fight the good fight. It's just like when I'm dealing with here. It's that video that's the breakthrough. The Queen of Pentacles right here represents your outcome. I feel you're going to get all your shit back. You're going to get everything that you wanted. I can't let this wetback bitch bully me around. I feel like she was fucking with them other people that put that shit on me as well. Roach attachments or whatever of themselves. What they unleash. Or they hide the higher selves just to fuck with me and have me alone. I keep hearing her say I want her to stay dead and I want to have her as a sacrifice. I'm going to say this right now. She came in alone, so I got to do something about her. They open today, so I don't know. But spiritually, something got to be done. Spooky looking ass video. I plan on making some videos tomorrow. I'm sorry about, like I said, I know I sound mad schizophrenic. It's done gotten to the point where these people done fucked with Pazuzu and all of that. Had a lot of my consciousness taken, the other night by that Maria Tavarez. Use 694 hertz, 695 hertz to see where people are at. 1715, 1714 hertz to locate people. 295 hertz along with 695 hertz or 295 hertz to locate people as well. Or entities in the spirit.